Good afternoon, evening, everybody. Welcome back to the Wizards Worldwide Kids Quiz. My name's nearly Legless Mick, and we're broadcasting. Oh no, I've just had a light fall down. Ooh, I've got the spooky looks. We're broadcasting live from my house today again, so I can be home and have proper kitchen and dinner and be in lockdown, etc., etc. So, welcome back. For those of you who haven't been before, the kids quiz tonight, we're going to run till just before 7 o'clock, and we will be quizzing all things Harry Potter, but based at a kind of a kids level and also based on the first three books. So we don't go too deep into the theme. We don't, ask any questions from the latter books, etc. So you only need to have read the first three books or watched the first three movies. But if you have done both, it's actually better because some of the questions are in the book are different to the answer in the movie, and we try and cover both of them off, but we always kind of default back to the book because that was the original, and I would argue that's the best. So, that's what we're doing tonight. There'll be a few other activities going on, showing a few products and things, new things happening at Quizzic Alley. And of course, we've got both our Canberra and Sydney stores in lockdown at the moment, and we will be crossing our fingers that hopefully the lockdown end dates at the moment, which is starting to look like October 11 for Sydney, which is a Monday, but we're probably going to spend that Monday and Tuesday getting the store sorted out since it's been closed since June and getting a few things organised and opening on the Wednesday. And then for Canberra, it will probably be Saturday the 16th of October that will be open. But unfortunately, our party room in the Canberra store will be a little bit longer than that because we're going to wait till all the kids are back at school and everybody's kind of back into the groove and used to mixing groups and feeling comfortable, even having time at school and through school to invite their friends and all of these sorts of things going on. So that's, kind of what we're crossing our fingers for in terms of Quizzic Alley and reopening, etc. So I'm just doing some work on the back end of this. What have we got tonight? We've got a few different rounds of quizzes in the kids round. We've got Muggles, round number 1. We've got dueling, round number 2. And we've got a letter round. The letter H is featured. I'm feeling a little bit Sesame Street. The letter H has been featured. Now, for those of you who've been before, you will notice something different about me tonight. I actually, speaking of dueling, was in a duel with my kids for lockdown, and one of them put a Baldus Maximus curse on my head and gave me the look that I'm currently sporting tonight. So, that's back. Now, if you haven't been before, normally at the start we kind of put it all out there to give us your team name and where you're coming from. We love seeing people from exotic places, like anywhere across the border where we can't go at the moment. So let us know your team name and where you're coming from. We've got a bunch of you-know-who's from Shell Harbour, the Horcrux hunting Hortons, back for the first time this year. The Hauntons from last year. That's cool. Now, the other thing we're talking about tonight is, I've just put it out there, I'd love to hear some questions from you guys. It might be anything. It might be about the origins of Quizzic Alley and where we got ideas and thoughts from. You might want to know why people call me Nearly Legless Mick. You might want to know what I did before we started Quizzic Alley. You might want to know what house or who my favourite character is. Any question about anything at all, type it in the comments and we'll get to finding an answer. Now, I have to apologise. We're going to wobble the camera for a bit because we are a bit late tonight setting up. And Penny is still playing with the setup of the lighting and the background. I don't know if you noticed the new background for tonight. We've got a different castle. Last few weeks we've had a castle with an owl, and tonight we've got the castle at night, which is super cool and super appropriate. And we're working towards, I guess we're going to have, what are we up to, Penny? We've got this week and then maybe 3 more quizzes to about the middle of October. Must be Wednesday the 13th. And then we're going to take a week off. And oh, no. Oh, see, I don't have my notes in front of me. Wednesday the 20th, we're going to run our last quiz. It's in theory after lockdown, but it should be before kids go back to school, etc., etc. And then we're going to have a special Halloween quiz on Friday the 29th. So we're going to have a freaky Halloween Friday quiz on the 29th of October as kind of the last quiz for this year, because they are a bit of hard work. There's a fair bit that goes into the background, setting the quizzes up. There's a few people always helping on the quiz. So you might see me refer to Penny, who's over behind the computer. Can you say hello to everyone, Penny?
Hello!
So Penny's here helping. She'll be on comments and doing some things. We've got the lovely Lily and Savan at home on their own computers. Hello, girls. Who help with comments and managing a few things. And then we have Bridget, who I think is watching again tonight. She writes all the questions for us and does a fantastic job. And I know there were some great comments from last week about the questions. And so, yeah, she's at home. And we have actually the entire Quizzic Alley crew starting to think about rounds and questions for our Halloween quiz. So that'll be a super special one. It should be lots of fun. And hopefully being on the Friday night won't interrupt with any other Halloween activities that might be planned. I guess it's still hard to know if you're going to be able to trick-or-treat or do things, but hopefully by the Friday night we get around that. So that's cool. Violet Crumble is here tonight, one of our lovely witches that lives in our house. And she was helping set up and get organised, and is currently working on my dinner. So super important stuff. She's working the dog's dinner first. They take priority over me, of course, obviously. A couple of these questions, and now we are going to get started with the quiz in a minute. So we will go through the rules of that first. Now, if you haven't been to our quiz before, it's not competitive. It's just for fun. And the worst thing, please never, ever, ever put any answers in the comments. We are basically going to be asking the questions, and the format will be that you'll write your own answers on your own piece of paper. We've got 3 rounds of 8 for the kids' quiz, and then at 7:30, we've got our adults quiz that goes a little bit harder and a little bit deeper into the themes and of all 7 books / 8 movies. So, get a piece of pen and paper ready. But a couple of the questions that we've had already. What made the decision to open Quizzic Alley? Well, for those of you who don't know, before Quizzic Alley, I was a Paralympic athlete. Been to 6 Paralympic Games, 5 winter as a skier, won a few medals, set a world record as Australia's fastest ever skier and the world's fastest skier with a disability at just over 213 kilometres an hour. And my resume, when I went looking for jobs and things, made it look like I was a ski bum my whole life and was a good skier, but didn't have any other skills. So nobody else had given me a job, and we were looking for business opportunities. I'd been making a living for quite a few years, corporate speaking, speaking conferences and things. And we kind of were on holidays up in southern Queensland, northern New South Wales, and Ash had just read The Cursed Child, and we did a walk up Mount Warning inland from Byron Bay, and we were bushwalking for 4 hours, and I had young kids, and the key to that sort of environment with them is to keep them distracted from the walking, because if they start thinking about the walking and if their feet hurt, then obviously it goes downhill from there. And so we do end up doing a 4-hour Harry Potter quiz, and that was really the birth of Quizzic Alley. It was driving home from that trip where I thought I can be nearly Legless Mick, and so that was a way that we could find something that we could make fun in terms of work, something that would be good for me to keep me moving and not in an office or desk environment. That's not really what I wanted to do. And so all of those things combined to say, let's open Quizzically. And it was just under 12 months after that we got the doors open. So it was a little bit of work to get the business plan together, funding it, planning it, finding the premises, etc., etc., etc. And then, so Canberra opened September 18, and Sydney opened in Des Moines in December 2020. And that's about the origins of Quizzically. Rosemary asked, "What house am I in?" And I'm in Gryffindor House. Now, you might have heard me talking about the best house in some of the quiz. So, of course, I think Gryffindor's the best house. Of course, I think being brave, especially when you're skiing down the top of a mountain, off the top of a mountain really, really fast, can be really, really important. So, yeah, that's the origins of Quizzically. Now, we do need to get...
Gryffindor I've ever known.
That's Penny here. So, we do need to get into the quiz, and so it's time for our Muggle Round. You need to get your pen and paper ready and get ready for our first question. Now, I believe that I might have a major technical issue with my questions because I've got last week's questions up here.
Oh no.
Which could be a major issue. And if you can just give me a couple of seconds to work it out. Okay, so what we're going to be doing is Penny.
Yeah.
Can you ring Dan and see if there's a good way to refresh the questions?
Can you print them?
Yes, I've got them here.
Do you think they're there?
I thought they were. Here you go, Penny. So, technical problem. We normally have, for those who don't know, across the bottom of the screen, the questions that look like this. But this is last week's questions, and I need to work out where this week's are. So in the meantime, what we're going to do is do it by voice only. So a little bit extra work for me, but you will hear the questions, not see them across the bottom of the screen. So question number 1. What is a Muggle? Question number 1. What is a Muggle? It's a great word, isn't it? It rhymes with puggle. And yeah, it's almost and sometimes when people come into the shop who have absolutely zero exposure to any Harry Potter books or movie, we call them a muggle, and it's a bit derogatory, isn't it? It's a little bit mean, but yeah. What is a muggle? Question number 2. Along with Harry and his parents, who goes to the zoo for Dudley's birthday? Along with Harry and his parents, who goes to the zoo for Dudley's birthday? Along with Harry and his parents, who goes to the zoo for Dudley's birthday? I'm wondering if you can hear some of this muttering in the background, distracting speak over there. Shh. Along with Harry and his parents, who goes to the zoo for Dudley's birthday? Question number 3. When the Dursleys are on holidays, which Muggle does Harry stay with? When the Dursleys go on holidays, which Muggle does Harry stay with? We've got Team Dobby's Sock here from Canberra. Team Expecto Patronum. So remember, we're doing questions for Mick tonight, so feel free to keep throwing them at us. Dumbledore's Army's here from Sydney. The order is a Hufflepuff and Gryffindor. We're up to question number 3. When the Dursleys are on holidays, which Muggle does Harry stay with? Question number 4. At the beginning of the Chamber of Secrets, the Dursleys host a dinner party for which Muggle couple? Remember, we're on the Muggle round here, so the answers to all these are Muggles. Or at least something to do with Muggles. Because, what is a Muggle? The answer is not a Muggle. At the beginning of the Chamber of Secrets, the Dursleys host a dinner party for which Muggle couple? Got a few people just rocking in a little bit late. Gryffindor from Canberra here. The Firebolts are attending. In the beginning of the Chamber of Secrets, the Dursleys host a dinner party for which Muggle couple? Question number 5. There are 4 Muggle-born students who were petrified in the 1992-93 school year during the Chamber of Secrets. Can you name them all? The 4 Muggle-born students who were petrified, can you name them all? Ooh. So I've got some detailed instructions here via text message with my tech guru. Thank you, Dan. You are wonderful. Right click. Sources. Okie doke. Sorry about the quick silence. Just focusing on getting these questions up and running. Okay. So it looks like there has been actually an upload error. And so we'll be running the entire kids quiz tonight without our questions. Apologies for that. For those of you who come back for the adults quiz tonight, we will have it all fixed and sorted by then. But to continue on, there are 4 Muggle-born students who are petrified in the 1992-93 school year during the Chamber of Secrets. Can you name all 4 students who were petrified? Question number 6. What is the offensive term for Muggle-born used by Draco Malfoy? Now, don't know. We had a very popular Facebook post go up this morning about Draco Malfoy. And it was actually pretty funny. So Tom Felton, who played Draco in the movie, was standing in front of a Harry Potter shop. And I don't know which one it was, but he basically... The one at Heathrow Airport. But he basically went, where's the Draco Malfoy shop? Instead of the Harry Potter shop. It was very cool. What is the offensive term used for Muggleborn that Draco Malfoy used? What's the offensive term for Muggleborn used by Draco Malfoy? Question number 7. What do Muggles see when they look at Hogwarts? What do Muggles see when they look at Hogwarts? We've got some great hearts going up in the comments with your house colours. Tanya's got the blue and black love hearts, but Sarah's got the blue and gold. And actually, Ravenclaw's supposed to be blue and bronze, but there's no great bronze heart, although Paula's got the red and gold, so the Gryffindor colours. Very cool. So we are at question number 6. What's the offensive term for Muggleborn used by Draco Malfoy? Oh, sorry. No, we're up to number 7. What do Muggles see? I can hear all of you screaming into your computers at me. What do Muggles see when they look at Hogwarts? And question number 8 is Seamus. Seamus Finnegan has one Muggle parent. Is it his mum or his dad? One of those 50-50 ones. Maybe it's A, his mum, and B, his dad. But C's not none of the above, and D's definitely not all of the above. Seamus had one Muggle parent. Is it his mum or his dad? So it's time now for answers to all of these. So we're going to go back through these 8 questions and give you some answers to them. So question number 1, what is a Muggle? A Muggle is a non-magical person. Anybody who doesn't know about the wizarding world. Question number 2, along with Harry and his parents, who goes to the zoo for Dudley's birthday? The answer is Piers Polkiss. Piers Polkiss. Question number 3. When the Dursleys are on holidays, which Muggle does Harry stay with? And the answer is Mrs. Fig. Question number 4. At the beginning of the Chamber of Secrets, the Dursleys host a dinner party for which Muggle couple? Mr. and Mrs. Mason. Question number 5. There are 4 Muggle-born students who are petrified in the Chamber of Secrets. And they are Hermione Granger, Justin Finch Fletchley, Penelope Clearwater, and Colin Creevy. Hermione, Justin, Penelope, and Colin were the 4 students who were petrified. What's the offensive term for Muggleborn used by Draco? Mudblood. What do Muggles see when they look at Hogwarts? A ruin with signs telling them to keep out. Seamus has one Muggle parent. It is his dad. And so that's all 8 of our first round of questions. How'd you guys go tonight? Are you ready to get into our second round, which is called Dueling tonight? But don't forget to post your scores up. Tell us how you've done and what you thought of our Muggle round. Lots of Gryffindors out there. Paula is in Gryffindor. Nearly Legless Mix in Gryffindor. Richard's really in Gryffindor because he's put so many hearts up. Nicole, Naomi, Emily, all in Gryffindor.
All the Ravenclaws.
Where are all the Ravenclaws?
On the Hufflepuff.
Few scores coming up. There are some Hufflepuffs here. Okie doke. Are you ready for our second round called Dueling? Question number 1. When and where, half point each, did Harry and Draco agree to meet for their midnight duel? When and where did Harry and Draco agree to meet for their midnight duel?
I don't know if anyone's here for the first time.
Now make sure you put your team name up, especially if you're here for your first time joining the Wizards Worldwide Kids Quiz. Penny. 1 second, everybody. I'm just going to turn my microphone off. And I'm back. There's no more mining. You don't have to try and read my lips for some instructions to Penny. So, question number 2. So, question number 1, when and where did Harry and Draco agree to meet for their midnight duel? Question number 2, who duelled Hermione in the dueling club? Who duelled Hermione in the dueling club? Now, I don't know if any of you have noticed this week, but we had a new website go up on late Saturday night with a whole pile of new graphics and cool new features. I actually had a customer I was on the phone to, and she was looking for the search button. And you normally got that magnifying glass as the search button. We've got a set of round rim glasses for us and our search bar, which is one of my favourite parts. But there's lots of parts to the new website that's cool. It's operating faster than the old one, which is absolutely fantastic. It's still a work in progress. We've still got some things to do, but I'm very excited about having a new look on some new functionality on our website. So, if you haven't been to quizzicalley.com and checked it out, go to check out the new website. We're on question number 2. Who duelled Hermione in the dueling club? Question number 3. Which teachers duelled in demonstration for the dueling club? Which teachers duelled... I'm sorry, just looking for my glass of water, which has been hidden here. Which teachers duelled in demonstration for the dueling club? GG sells, do you sell doggy merchandise? The answer to that is I can't think of a specific product that we have for dogs. And I can't recall ever seeing any of our suppliers with doggy merchandise. And it's a part of the structure of what we do and the way it operates in terms of Quizzicalley only sells officially licensed merchandise. Unofficial merchandise is illegal to sell in Australia, and so certainly I've seen some things like a 3-headed dog kind of thing that you have your dog's head and then you have another 2 heads either side, which is super cool, but there's not an officially licensed one. Other things, obviously, there's lots of things there. And as a dog owner, I would love to see some, but it just kind of falls outside that mainstream licensed side of things and does get picked up by some of the unofficial channels. things like, Etsy and online kind of things. So unfortunately, Gigi, I can't think of any doggy merchandise, but guarantee you, if I see any, um, I would love to purchase some. And it's a big part of what we do is that although increasingly I do get to put requests in with suppliers, and there is one that's particularly exciting that we're going to talk about in a minute. We don't really get a choice of what we can get. In general, in the store, I will buy almost everything that I can get my hands on because we want to have a great range. We want to have exotic stuff. Yeah, we generally will buy 95% of things that we can get our hands on. So we are on question number 3, which teachers duelled in demonstration for the dueling club. And we're going to move on to question number 4. What helpful spell was taught during this dueling club? What helpful spell was taught during this dueling club? Now, I just mentioned some exciting news. Ever since we opened, having a massive range of wands has been an issue. We've always had close to about 20 characters, 20 main characters of wands, but we have just secured supply of just over 50 characters. So, yeah, the 50 characters go quite deep. Again, we can't necessarily choose what characters we can get, but that goes into some, pretty out there characters. Kingsley Shacklebolt, wide range of characters, and it kind of misses some of the more obvious ones. Fred and George will not be in this shipment, but again, I'll be advocating with our suppliers that we would love to have Fred and George wands. There's some other really cool ones in there. There's a Lucius Malfoy coming as a wand-size wand, but also as a more expensive full-size walking stick. So it's a meter 10 or something long walking stick, but the wand, which is 35, 40 centimeters, pulls out of the handle. So it's a two-piece kind of item. Super cool. And so that supplier is also doing some things like an official Ravenclaw diadem, and some other more of the kind of the collectible side of things, which I've always wanted more of. So yeah, that all of that stuff is due in October. And I think in the coming weeks, it's trivia. As soon as we get it up and loaded into our system, which will be shortly, which I'll kind of wait until we've got a confirmed supply date. So, yeah, as soon as we get that up, we'll be pre-selling some of those and shipping.
Ginny, Tonks, and Luna ones.
Ginny, Tonks, and Luna. Ginny, yes, Tonks is in stock and has been for a while, and Luna is also a yes. But there's some complexity with Luna because she has 2 wands. There's the best known and the most popular one, which has that flower kind of shaped handle, and we've got a spellbinding wand in stock from Luna, which sells for $24.95. It's a beautiful wand. If you've got any young Ravenclaws in particular, it's fantastic. But the full-on movie replica Luna, it will be in that shipment. And then there's wand collections with stands, and I think there will be a Marauders collection, a what else they called? There's a Death Eaters collection. There's also a Dumbledore's Army collection, and in that is Luna's original wand, so her first wand. So yeah, we'll have the most popular one there, but then her first one, which is very rare and hard to get, I've never even seen one, will be in the Dumbledore's Army collection, which we will also have, and we'll have all of those collections. So yeah, some cool things happening there, which I'm pretty excited about. After a lot of work and a lot of asking and a lot of emails. So let's keep on moving. Kylie missed questions 2 and 3, probably because I'm talking too much. Question 2, who duelled Hermione in the dueling club? And question number 3, which teachers duelled in demonstration for the dueling club? We're currently on number 4, what helpful spell was taught during this dueling club? And question number 5, during his duel with Malfoy at the dueling club, Harry spoke Parseltongue to a conjured snake. Which student felt threatened by his actions? Which student was scared of Harry speaking Parseltongue, partly because he couldn't understand what it meant? During his duel with Malfoy at the dueling club, Harry spoke Parseltongue to a conjured snake. Which student felt threatened by his actions? Question number 6. Which professor was rumoured to be a great dueling champion in their youth? Which professor was rumoured to be a great dueling champion in their youth? Question number 7. Who did Ron duel at the dueling club? Who did Ron duel at the dueling club? And following on from who did Ron duel at the dueling club, question number 8. Why was Ron's opponent left with an ashen face after their duel? Why was Ron's opponent left with an ashen face after their duel? So that should be it, the last 3 questions. Number 6, which professor was rumoured to be a great dueling champion in their youth? Question number 7, who did Ron duel at the dueling club? And question number 8, why was Ron's opponent left with an ashen face after their duel? So we're going to go through these rounds, round number 2, dueling, and go through the answers. So question number 1, when and where did Harry and Draco agree to meet for their midnight duel? Bit of a trick question here, and we did half a question each. Half a question for where, the trophy room, and half a question for when, at midnight. Question number 2. Who duelled Hermione in the dueling club? The answer was Millicent Bulstrode. Question number 3. Which teachers duelled in demonstration for the dueling club? That would be Professor Severus Snape and Professor Gilderoy Lockhart. Question number 4. What helpful spell was taught during this dueling club? Expelliarmus, famously shortened to Smelly Armpits. And there's also a spin-off, and nobody's asked it tonight, but quite often kids want to come up and ask me what happened to my leg, because I have one leg when I'm in store. And the answer, of course, which is related to Expelliarmus, is that I was in a duel with another wizard, and he used the Expellilegus spell on me. The answer for question number 5. During his duel with Malfoy at the dueling club, Harry spoke Parseltongue to a conjured snake. Which student felt threatened by his action? The answer was Justin Finch Fletchley. Question number 6. Which professor was rumoured to be a great dueling champion in the youth? Professor Filius Flitwick. Flitwick was a great dueling champion in their youth. Question number 7. Who did Ron duel at the dueling club? Seamus Finnegan. And question number 8. Why was Ron's opponent left with an ashen face after the duel? Ron's wand was broken by the Whomping Willow. Not much good dueling with a broken wand. So we are going to go straight into things. We are running a little bit late without the questions on the screen tonight. So this third round is simply called the letter round H. There's lots of H's in Harry Potter, probably starting with Harry himself. So let's get straight into it. What's the name of Harry's brainiac best friend? Remember, all of these answers start with an H. What's the name of Harry's brainiac best friend? That one's so simple that we're not going to give you any time at all because everybody's going to know the answer. So we're going to go straight into question number 2. Which half-giant took Harry to the Dursleys? Which half-giant took Harry to the Dursleys? Sorry, I'm getting questions here. Yes and no.
Okay.
But we can do that next week.
Awesome. Okay, what about?
Sure, that's the date of the order is placed.
Yes. What about? But you have to do that one too.
Sure.
Yeah?
Sure.
Okay, good.
Sounds good. Make it happen.
Okay, good.
It's like magic. Awesome. Sorry about that. So, which half-giant took Harry to the Dursleys? Question number 3. What subject does Professor Cuthbert Binns teach? What subject does Professor Binns teach? Remember, all of these start with an H. What species is Buckbeak? Question number 5. Professor Pomona Sprout is the head of which house? Professor Sprout is the head of which house? A student with the last name Abbott belongs to this house. What is her first name? A student with the last name Abbott belongs to this house that also starts with an H. What is her first name? Question number 7. What's the name of the wizarding village near Harry's school? What's the name of the wizarding village near Harry's school? And our last question for this evening. What's the name of the shady pub where Norbert's egg was won in a card game? What's the name of the shady pub where Norbert's egg was won as a card game? It was won in a card game. Excuse me, Rothney Redhead, can I have the box on the lounge, please? Now, while we're just having some thinking time, we decided that we would just show you a few, and this is partly because we've got in the adults quiz at 7:30, we've got a Triwizard tournament round, and so the products we've got to show you tonight are all Triwizard tournament focused. Now, I'm a bit closer to the camera tonight, but we've got a brand new arrived just before lockdown. It's a full zip hoodie that is based on Harry's Triwizard tournament jumper that he has for warm-up. Has Potter and a star on the back, Gryffindor colours, nice little round, non-pointy wizard hood, and quite a light, breathable, almost sporty type of fabric. So that was one that's pretty cool. This was the H round. So we better show you something that's Hufflepuff. This is Cedric's Triwizard Tournament t-shirt. It's a long sleeve t-shirt and obviously has Cedric Diggory on the back. That one comes in a adult, small, medium, and large, and then like a one size kids, which is like an extra small, great for probably kind of 8 to 11-year-olds in general. And we have the same shirt, long sleeve, in the Gryffindor version with Potter on the back. That is also pretty cool. What else we got? Triwizard Tournament. This one is a pop keyring size, so it has a little keyring in there, and it's Ginny in her Your Ball dress. So that's where the Triwizard link comes in. So that's pretty cool. And what else we got here? This one is also Triwizard themed. So this is actually these ones are pretty cool. This is an eraser, and it comes in 3 or 4 pieces with some little accessories. So it's made out of rubber or eraser material, and the head comes separately to the body, gets attached, and then there's wands and things that attach. And there's a whole range of these. There's a very cool chocolate frog one. There's some mystery ones. This is the Triwizard series. So obviously Cedric, Harry, Fleur, and Crumb. Yeah, Victor Crumb. Sorry, mental blank for a second. I've got to go back to the movie when they're chanting his name. So yeah, a couple of things Triwizard Tournament just to show you tonight. And we need to go back and do some answers. So the letter round H answers. Question number 1. What's the name of Harry's brainiac best friend? H. Hermione Granger. Hermione. Which half giant took Harry to the Dursleys? That would be Hagrid with an H. What subject does Professor Cuthbert Binns teach? History of magic. What species is Buckbeak? He's a hippogriff. Professor Sprout is the head of Hufflepuff House. A student with the last name Abbott belongs to this house. Her first name is Hannah. Hannah Abbott from Hufflepuff. The name of the wizarding village near Harry's school is Hogsmeade. And the last one, what's the name of the shady pub where Norbert's egg was won in a card game? That would be the Hog's Head for 2 H's. And somehow we've got all the way through the H round without using the word Hogwarts. So that is the end of our quiz tonight. How did everybody go? Did you enjoy the questions? What was your favourite round? What was your final score? Should be out of 3 by 8 is 24. So what was your last round score and your final score? Now, there was a question that I haven't gotten to it yet that was asked by... Where is it here? Mick. Oh, no, that's not... Sharon asked, how did I stay focused during my sporting career? And I guess it's one of the good things about my life is that I was kind of an athlete into sport pretty heavily for a long part of my life. And then starting Quizzically lets my kind of nerd side out because there's definitely both sides. So how did I stay focused? I guess for me, being a skier and just getting into the competitive side of skiing because I love to ski. And so staying focused was really, really easy for most of my sporting career because all I wanted to do was ski, and competing, being a better skier, doing it better, being fitter, being able to ski longer, all of these things really just came as a part of the internal desire to ski more. So, yeah. Penny, did you get this comment about the Triwizard jacket? Can you find it, please, in Hike and check that it's on the website? Thank you. So, yeah, from a skiing point of view, how to stay focused, definitely pretty easy from a training and a daily training environment and stuff to stay motivated and focused. Probably a bit different when it comes to competition, that, there's some pretty good sports psychology, and particularly because I was an athlete, I went to my first Paralympic Games when I was 14, and then my last one over 20 years later. Certainly by the last one, very experienced, very strong mentally, perhaps not quite as strong physically as I was younger in my career, but that mental side of things was always pretty pretty easy for me. And I'm not saying it didn't require work, because during my career I did a whole bunch of work with a sports psychologist, but I think it was always one of my strengths that I was had a love for the sport of skiing, and really just the motivation that flowed on from that. So that's enough about skiing and stuff. We are here to talk Harry Potter. And that's the end of our quiz tonight. We are going to be mentioning in the comments in a minute, and putting a link up to that Triwizard jacket that we're having trouble finding.
Yeah. No, we're having trouble. I just haven't had a chance yet.
Well, Lily has having trouble. We are having a little bit of trouble finding the Triwizard jacket, but we will put a link up in the comments shortly. Now, we always do a little discount offer at the end of each quiz, and the discount offer tonight is that you can get a free Defense Against the Dark Arts notebook if you spend more than $100 online. It's for orders placed through till this Sunday, even though we'll deliver them next week. And the discount code that will go up in the comments is FREEDADA22. That's free, FREE, DADA, DADA, Defense Against the Dark Arts, DADA 22. So, yeah, if you are putting an order in anyway and you want to put that discount code in and get a free notebook, they're valued at $22.95 and are absolutely beautiful. They've got like a quilted kind of, yeah, really nice cover to it. And, here we go. Here's another one. If you do a click and collect order in our Canberra or our Sydney store, and these are for orders placed through Sunday, even if you collect them next week, you can have a free notebook, and it might be Defense Against the Dark Arts, it might be a Fantastic Beast, or it might be a Dobby.
Or the Death Eater one.
Or there's also a Death Eater one.
Yeah.
So if you've got a preference for them, feel free to put it in the comments. We'll do our best to give you the one you want on your order. So that's any click and collect order for a free notebook.
Until Sunday. But
Until
they have to
Sunday.
put the comment in. They have to put one or the other. Or notebook or something to let us know.
And do they have to put a code in?
No.
Okay, so you don't need a code, but you just need to put it in the comments which one you want. In the notes on your order. Okay, yeah. Cool.
Or just a notebook if you're just happy for us to choose.
There is an ongoing photo competition, so if you do want to dress up, and we are offering a $100 Quizgalley online shopping voucher, and that will be... Entries close on our last quiz on the 20th. The winners will be announced in a Halloween quiz on the 29th of October. And you need to post your photo for the dress up to any of our social media channels, Instagram, Facebook, with the hashtag Wizards Quiz. And then if you tag at Quizgalley as well, then we can see those entries, and they've been coming in quite nicely. So keep an eye out for photo opportunities. If you're dressed up, get a photo next to the TV with me in it, or even if you want to go Baldus Maximus and get a photo, you might get extra sympathy points from me on the judging panel if you get a photo of yourself with no hair. So that's about it for tonight. I hope everybody has a safe and fun and getting outdoors and enjoying the spring, and continuing to show a little bit of patience with lockdown, which we are all hoping we will see the end of soon. So thanks very much for coming and watching us. Apologies about our slight tech issue with questions. It will be fixed for tonight's adults quiz, and it'll be fixed in next week. So, yeah, apologies that there weren't the questions up, but we'll get that fixed. So, other than that, thank you very much for joining the Wizards Worldwide Kids Quiz. Good evening, everyone, and welcome back to the Wizards Worldwide Pub Quiz, here live from my house. Partly because Quizzically is closed, a little bit chilly tonight, and I think I get fed better when I'm at home. Having a full kitchen, everything really helps a lot. So welcome back, everyone. For those of you who don't know me, my name's nearly Legless Mick, and for those of you who've been before, you'll notice something's different this week. Would you believe this has a story? We were mucking around on the weekend, and my 12-year-old son picked up a wand and went Baldus Maximus, and got rid of all my hair on me. So, put the air conditioning in a little bit. The good news is it will grow back. Although not all of it. There's still parts of it that might not so much. Anyway, let's not talk about that. So, we are here tonight for the Wizards Worldwide Pub Quiz again, and we have some fun stuff going on tonight. Pretty much mostly the usual stuff. Our 4 rounds are going to be the Triwizard Tournament, lots of love good, magical music and literature, and the Malfoys. So, we've got some cool stuff there for you. What else have we got? A little bit of news from the shop, a little bit of product type stuff, and something different. Ask Mick anything you like. Do you want to know anything about the Quizzically or how we started or formed or where the ideas came from? Do you want to know about me? How did I become nearly legless? Some people might know about my career before Quizzically when I was on the sporty athletic side, and now I've gone to my more nerdy, geeky side. So anyway, ask Mick absolutely anything you like, and I will do my very best to answer it for you. Some people might want to know my favourite character or what house I'm in. Most people probably already know I'm in Gryffindor. But I think I do regularly mention that I think that's the best house. But if you disagree with me, that's fine. Throw it in the comments. Now, we've got a lot of our regulars here. Did I read something about Law and Aura, one of the teams here tonight? Somebody's checking anything. Jess, yeah, I'll answer anything. Let's keep it clean. We are in the adults kids quiz, but there is some kids. I know there's at least some 10-year-olds, etc. here. So let's keep it pretty clean tonight. We don't need to delve into that. Here be dragons are standing by. Harry's mum's here. The lone werewolf checking in. Lady Josephine is here. I have trouble scrolling through this thing. A bunch of muggles are online. Law and Aura. Morrison's Marauders. There's another Morrison's marauding in America at the moment, isn't there? But you're in Townsville. You must be different Morrisons. That's cool. Team Neville going to give you up, regulars. Lena and Rosemary are here for the Lucky Luna Love Goods in Orange. Well, you're going to love having the Lots of Love Good round. So you should do well in that one. Half-Blood Princesses. Did anyone feel the earthquake today? You know, I've always wanted to feel an earthquake, just the whole concept of it. And actually, just before the quiz, I was watching a webcam of the Mount Buller ski slopes, and there were people skiing down them. And Mount Buller's just near the epicentre, Mansfield's at the base of Mount Buller. And so this webcam's on a tower to have a good view of the ski slope and the whole tower, and the camera was shaking and stuff. That was pretty cool. Catherine, our team name is the Malfoy family. How does the quiz work? Love that you asked that. 1, because we've got a Malfoy round. Our 4th round tonight is all about the Malfoys. And 2, I can answer how does the quiz work. So if you haven't been before, rule number 1, and pretty much the only rule, is that you can't put the answers in the comments. No typing any answers. Just grab yourself a piece of pen and let me start again. Just grab yourself a piece of paper and a pen, and basically we're going to ask 10 questions on the screen, and then we're going to go through and give you 10 answers. And you can score yourself. Sometimes I get a bit inventive and start throwing some bonus points and some things around. So, mark yourself and then give us your score at the end of each round, and at the end of the quiz in the comments. Scores go in the comments. Answers never, ever, ever, ever go in the comments. And yeah, we can share our passion and love for the Harry Potter stories. We can get a bit sidetracked talking about some of the things the questions take us. I think last week we were talking about left-handed wizards and some other funky stuff. So yeah, that's pretty much here. Who else is here? Lisa, Hippogriff, Patronus. Bunch of you knows who's. Who is the best marauder? Jessica, who is asking the questions here? Who's the best marauder? Well, good question. Okay, let's rule out Peter Pettigrew. Definitely not the best marauder. Sirius is pretty cool. You know, some of the backstory of Snape, which is really interesting because I think there's going to be, and maybe you guys, somebody might know about it out there. Has anybody got the latest information? I think there's going to be an HBO TV series based on a young Snape. So yeah, some of the backstory of how James treated Snape and stuff makes James a bit good, but not great. I would have to say Sirius and Remus Lupin. Both got very cool. Sorry, not Patronus. Animagus or / werewolf. That are kind of cool stories, and certainly the way Remus deals with being a werewolf is also pretty cool in general. You know, marrying Tonks, all those sort of good things. Oh, Brooke, you are firing the questions at me. We have a couple of minutes, just allowing for a few people to rock up late. How did you become nearly legless? Would you believe that I was in a duel with another wizard and he used the Expelliarmus curse on me and made my leg disappear? I was very lucky that he wasn't that good at dueling and he missed, which is why I'm only nearly legless, because this curse missed and he only got most of my leg, so I'm nearly legless. Where do you get your products from? Oh, that's a big challenge and a big job of mine. We've got nearly 50 suppliers all over the world, some in Australia. You know, some of the big mainstream type stuff has agents in Australia and we purchase from them. You know, we go direct to little companies in not so much in Asia, partly because of the licensing side of what we do. We need to be purchasing and selling officially licensed products. We do have one supplier in Hong Kong, which is a French-based company, but they ship to us straight from their kind of Asian depot in Hong Kong. UK, US, etc. And that number of 50-odd suppliers is almost continually expanding, and it makes it a real challenge to be able to get to 50 different suppliers and yeah, just keep continuous stock from a number of smaller suppliers, and the admin and communication time is a real challenge. But yeah, the Draytons are here. Arthur versus Lucius at Flourish and Blots. Yep, good Lucius. Oh, now Brooke, you are firing the questions at me. One thing I want to mention while we're here is that I had a big win this week. Since Quizzic Alley opened, I've wanted to get and really struggled and tried hard and lobbied companies in the US and companies in Australia to get a better range of wands. I've never had available more than about 20 characters. And I've had confirmed this week that we are going to get over 50 characters of wands in, which is absolutely fantastic. Also coming, and this is not now, this is in October, this is 6 weeks away, 50-odd characters of wands. Almost everybody you can think of, depending on how good you are, except there are a couple of obvious gaps, and Fred and George is a gap. We won't have them yet, but I continue to work on that. We will have some cool wands like Lucius Malfoy in both a wand and the walking stick, which is a full meter 10 long, has a 40-centimetre wand pull out of the top of it. Super cool. Some of the wand sets, the Marauders, the Death Eaters, Dumbledore's Army, etc. Some of those wand kind of sets. Some of them come in a display rack. Some are on a wall hanging rack, and you get 4 different characters of wands, etc. Some really cool characters with people like Bellatrix and Luna and Molly Weasley and Arthur Weasley and Yaxley and Kingsley Shacklebolt, and yeah, getting deeper into our theme, which I really love. Catherine, we forgive your 8-year-old for writing answers in the comments. Not a problem. Please don't make the mistake again in the adults one. So yeah, just write it down at home for yourself, and that's all good. Jessica, I got the right answer, but I'm not sure what the question was. Anyway, who's your favourite character? I have to say that my favourite character is nearly Headless Nick, partly because the idea of a ghost and backstory. You know, he's one of the few that we actually know quite a bit about in terms of how he died, being 500 plus years old, what happened to his head, etc., is very cool. And obviously, I've kind of stolen his name, and that just gives me an affinity. The fact that he's played by one of my all-time favourite actors in the movies, John Cleese, etc. So, yeah, nearly Headless Nick is definitely my favourite character. Okie doke. Who's your favourite member of Dumbledore's army? Now, I'm going to think about that and get back to it. Penny's going to remind me. Now, just a quick. We do need to get going into questions. And for those of you who were here earlier tonight for the kids quiz, we did have some minor tech issues. Entirely my fault, of course, but they are all fixed and we're all good. And a quick shout out to our team helping us tonight. Obviously, I'm in front of the camera, but over behind the camera is the wonderful Professor Penelope Presto. We've got Lily and Savan on computers in their houses. The wonderful Bridget wrote all the questions tonight, so thank you very, very much for the Quizzically team that all come together and have a bit of passion. And believe it or not, we've already started work on the Halloween trivia because it's just such a cool time and such a cool way to do it. And everybody's sitting at home doing nothing else. So, yeah, we're going to have very special Halloween trivia. We are going to run the Wednesday night quizzes for another 4 weeks or so, up till the 20th of October, which hopefully sees all of at least the official lockdown and the really hard stuff done. And then we'll come back on the 29th of October for our Halloween. It's the Friday night, so it shouldn't interfere with other Halloween stuff. If there are opportunities for other Halloween stuff, we will wait and see. But let's get into the questions because it is really time to go. And our first round tonight is the Triwizard Tournament. And look at this. When it works, it's so amazing. In what century did the Triwizard Tournament start? In what century did the Triwizard Tournament start? Now, speaking of Triwizard Tournaments, did everybody see my new background tonight? We've got a very cool nighttime castle. I think last week we had a castle with an owl flying through it, which was pretty cool. Tonight is a nighttime castle, which is also pretty cool. In what century? In what century did the Triwizard Tournament start? And yeah, some of these backgrounds we actually do have small amounts of stock of that we kind of use for decorations in the shop, but we quite often buy multiples of them. So yeah, if you are interested in having that kind of, it's just a lightweight fabric. They call it a tapestry, but it's obviously not a real tapestry. It's a printed large format fabric. Can be super cool for photo backgrounds, for parties, dressing up bedrooms, etc. So in what century did the Triwizard Tournament start? Question number 2, true or false? Subsequent tournaments were held after Cedric's death. Subsequent tournaments were held after Cedric's death. Did the Triwizard tournament stop when he died, or did it continue?
In the tapestries, we've got that one. That's the only one. And we've got Halloween and Halloween themed one and fireplace.
Oh, I've got Penny here telling me what tapestries we've got in stock. Apparently, there's a Halloween one, but there's no way we're selling that before Halloween because I'm going to need it for the background. I've got 2 Halloween ones.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Well, we can sell one of them. There's a fireplace one and some other. I know there's a couple of brick wall ones.
Yes.
Brick wall / stone wall. Anyway, some of them, if you type tapestry into the website, search terms. And speaking of the website, have you been to our new website? We're super excited. New graphics, some really cool features. We have some very cool horn-rimmed shaped glasses as our little search icon instead of the standard magnifying glass. We had to do it our own way. So, yeah, that's been pretty fun to work on. Question number 2, true or false? Subsequent tournaments were held after Cedric's death. Question number 3, what were the names of the dragon breeds the champions faced in the first task? Bonus points if you know who fought what. So there are 4 Triwizard champions, 4 species of dragons that they fought. And I haven't actually read the answers, so as I read these, I start thinking to myself, do I know them all? 3. 4 dragons. Confident but not 100% sure I know the bonus points. So, what were the names of the dragon breeds? And who fought who for bonus points? Thank you, Bridget, if you're watching. I don't know if I've ever explicitly told you this, but yes, you have the authority to award bonus points, and you are doing it anyway, which is fantastic. But I also reserve the authority to hand out bonus points and questions on the fly at any time. Question number 4. During the 94 tournament, what was the prize for the champion? During the Triwizard tournament 1994, what was the prize for the champion? Love it when we start introducing some of the timelines, because obviously the books were set with Harry being born in 1980, and then that timeline. But so many people, particularly for our story, and I think it's just because it's quite close, it's not set in the Middle Ages or set in the 1920s or anything like that, that timeline to current times. Obviously, the Philosopher's Stone came out in 97, even though it was set in 1991. So, yeah, 91. Those timelines. So, love seeing the year 94 Triwizard Tournament. What was the prize for the champion? Question number 5. What magical creature was the reason behind the Triwizard Tournament being cancelled in 1792? What magical creature was the reason the Triwizard Tournament was cancelled in 1792? Always a bit of a mix of questions in the Quizzically pub quiz, and there'll be some easy ones, but there'll be some more obscure and harder ones as well. Try and give you a little bit extra time on the hard ones. Love your comment, Karina. The kids have just decided on a name for our team, reflective of most of our scores each week. We're the Dumber Than Dursleys. Awesome. Hopefully, Karina, you do the kids quiz at 6 o'clock as well and get better scores in there. Great though that you are trying to learn and stretch yourself, because that's one of the ways of really doing well and learning. Now we, of course, as always, will have our "Who am I?" question starting at the end of this round. And right now we're going to go on to question 6. How did Fleur Delacour defeat the dragon in the first task? How did Fleur Delacour defeat the dragon in the first task? Love these sort of questions because they're kind of book-based, obviously. Skipped over this bit in the movie, along with some other key parts of the Triwizard tournaments, the Sphinx and the Riddle. In the maze, very cool riddle. If you've never read it, is very cool. That was totally skipped by the movies. I think maybe just too much thinking to do at movie speed. Better to do it at book speed and be able to read it and think hard about it as you get each of those clues in the Sphinx riddle. How did Fleur Delacour defeat the dragon in the first task? Question number 7. Who were the 5 judges of the Triwizard tournament? Who were the 5 judges of the Triwizard tournament? Now, I've just got to sort out my cup of tea that I've been delivered here. Definitely been steeped enough. Getting rid of my tea bags. So what else is going on at Quizzically? I had a chat to a Year 6 student today from a school in the Blue Mountains who last holidays, June, July holidays and lockdown, produced some videos about what to do in the holidays and had some great ideas. And actually, who's getting it was him and his friend. There were 2 of them, and they're getting about 1,000 views each week on YouTube. So they're going to be doing some videos next week. One of them will be Harry Potter focused, and we're going to be donating some prizes and stuff to these 2 12-year-olds who have a YouTube channel and making some videos, and we'll be able to share it on our social media and stuff. So that's pretty cool. I guess during lockdown, hearing cool stories, people doing cool stuff, is pretty awesome. So yeah, that's one thing that I've been doing this week. Who were the 5 judges of the Triwizard tournament? Question number 8. What material is the Goblet of Fire made out of in the book? What material is the Goblet of Fire made out of? What material is the Goblet of Fire made out of? Question number 9, coming towards the end of our Triwizard round. Who were the 4 champions' dates to the Yule Ball? Two of them are pretty easy. 3. I should know that. I don't. Do you? That's the real question. Now, what we need to do... Ash, can I have this box, please? Before we go too far in the Triwizard tournament, we have a couple of things to show you, which are pretty cool. Some things from the shop. But let's get to question number 10 first. What colour did the flames of the Goblet of Fire turn when a champion was chosen? Thank you very much. So, being a Triwizard round, and I thought we'd bring along just a few kind of Triwizard-based products from the shop. There is very popular Triwizard t-shirts. So long-sleeved t-shirts. Obviously, there's a red one for Harry Potter. Hogwarts crest on the front. Actually, really good quality t-shirt. My son Angus has one of these that's 3 or 4 years old now that he still wears. He bought it really big. That's pretty cool. And of course, a matching Diggory version. Hufflepuff Hogwarts crest on the front is pretty cool. These two come in a adult, small, medium, and large, and a one size for kids. So, you know, kind of fits that. I don't know, 8 or 9 to 11 or 12, depending on their sizes. There is also pretty new a kind of full zip hoodie in a quite a lightweight, breathable, sporty type fabric. Hogwarts crest on the front, Potter on the back. It's kind of his warm-up jacket for the Triwizard tasks. Again, small, medium, and large, and one size for kids. That's pretty cool. What else did we bring tonight? Triwizard-ish. There's a pop key ring, Ginny Weasley in her Yule Ball dress, which was pretty cool. And this guy is also pretty cool. This is a taped up. Can I get a little knife, please, or something? So this is an eraser, and comes in 4 different characters. You don't know who you're getting in there, so it's like a rubber material, but the head's separate, attaches to the body. There's a wand and an egg and a few little accessories on each one. That are quite a cool little set. They're kind of, because of the eraser look, they work quite well as like cake toppers, because they've got kind of, you know, what would you call it? Made out of what's it called? Fondant. Yeah, it's got a fondant look. Don't know if I've ever used that word before. Anyway, so yeah, they're pretty cool. And Penny's gone. Tried to take it off with her nails, didn't listen to me, and failed, and has gone to get a knife. You did it with a knife or with your nails? Oh, there you go. So she's done it with her fingernails. So, just pass me the bag, please. Who have we got here? Somebody with hair. And so yeah, it's kind of.
It is. I'll give you the pieces.
Rubbery. I think it's Fleur.
Here you go. There's no. Here, there's the head.
There's the head.
Stick the head on the body.
Not Fleur. So yeah, you get a little body, you get a head that attaches, and then the hair that also attaches. And this is actually not one of the characters from the front of the packet that we saw. So this is obviously Professor Mcgonagall in her
scroll goes on her hand.
Oh, so there's a little scroll there that attaches to her hand.
It's way too. Here they go. And a wand on the other one.
And a wand that goes into her other hand.
And I think that's the.
So they're kind of erasers that
this is so much
fun.
Feather.
Kind of toys.
Feather on her hat.
Oh, and there's a feather. Wow. I'm gonna have to put her down. And so there's her kind of her hat, and on the side of that is a feather that you can see now. And that goes on her head. Got the feather backwards. Anyway. Oh, what else is there? Oh!
It's cat.
Of course. She also comes with a little cat. So, yeah, pretty cool little sets. And there's some mystery type events and characters. And then there's boxes. I know we've got boxes of Luna. There's one, a chocolate frog one. It's pretty cool. So, anyway. Their Triwizard tournaments, and Penny's going to have a look at how much they are, because I have no idea.
I can't remember.
Often when these things come, we put a there's a display box, and we put the prices on the display box rather than the individual items. So anyway, let's get to some answers. Otherwise, this trivia quiz is going to go on forever. In what century did the Triwizard tournament start? The 13th century. 7 centuries before Harry and Cedric's tournament. So, yeah, that's pretty cool. True or false, subsequent tournaments were held after Cedric's death? False. The 94 tournament was the last time the games were held. There you go. Interesting one. Question number 3. What were the names of the dragon breeds and who did they fight? So there was the Swedish short snout for Cedric, Hunger and Deer and Hortail for Harry, the Chinese Fireball for Victor, and the common Welsh green for Fleur, which I'm sorry goes into a third line that we don't have space for in this format, so you can still see my face above the questions. So that's pretty cool. And I'm just ducking off to another page here to answer a question that I had. Yeah, it was common Welsh green for Fleur. Let's keep moving when I get to the right screen here. Question number 4. During the 94 tournament, what was the prize for the champion? 1,000 galleons. The erasers are little sets, $14.95. They're pretty cool. And there'll be a link going up in the comments shortly. Question number 4. And is there a link for the jumper? Did we get that sorted? Awesome. Thank you. Question number 5. What magical creature was the reason behind the Triwizard tournament was cancelled in 1792? A cockatrice. Cockatrice was a magical creature, but I don't know what a cockatrice is. So if you know what a cockatrice is, can you tell us, please, in the answers? That'd be fantastic. Thanks, guys. Question number 6. How did Fleur Delacor defeat the dragon in her first task? She bewitched it to sleep, so she could get to the egg. Good strategy. That worked. Probably a little bit quicker and easier and more peaceful than Harry. Question number 7. Who were the 5 judges of the Triwizard tournament? Dumbledore, Madame Maxine, Igor Karkaroff, and then Barty Crouch Sr. and Ludo Bagman. So 1 from each school and a couple from the ministry. Question number 8. What material is the Goblet of Fire made out of in the book? Wood. Obviously a bit fancier kind of crystal, etc. for the movie to make the visual side of things a bit better, but made out of wood for the book. Question number 9. Who were the 4 champions? Dates to the Yule Ball. Hermione took Victor. Cho went with Cedric. Parvati went with Harry. And Roger Davies went with Fleur, which was the one I was struggling with. Question number 9, as I just get a little thing on my screen going, don't forget the Who Am I from Lily. Thanks, Lily. What colour did the flames of the Goblet of Fire turn when a champion was chosen? Red. So that is the end of round 1. How did you guys score? There's some really interesting questions in there. I really like the Triwizard round. So we need to start the Who Am I? So, a quick recap of the rules for those of you who haven't done the Who Am I before. Rule number 1, you can only answer once. So it's up to you. If you think you know the answer and you can get in early, then fantastic, go for it, shoot. But if you get it wrong, you can't give us another answer later on. And obviously, the later you leave it, the more clues you'll get, and the clearer it will be to as to who it is. So, who am I? Please, answers go in a private message or a direct message to the Quizzigalley Facebook page or to the magic@quizzigalley.com email address, So who am I? Clue number 1, and those will get pinned to the comments. I'm older than Harry. Who am I? I'm older than Harry. That really doesn't rule too many people out, does it? So yeah, that's pretty cool. How are we looking? Any of the comments that I need to worry about? Alicia, don't worry, some of these are movie related. Do I have Potter Stinks badges? Not in stock. Definitely on the list if I see one. Although, I'm not sure we want to be promoting Potter Stinks out in the community. Do I have any Fleur-related products? Yes, there is a Fleur hat and cape, or a Beauxbatons hat and cape, which are pretty cool. There's a few little Fleur things around. Fleur's wand will be coming in this next batch in October. There's a Fleur pop and some things. So, replying to Catherine. One of our Slytherin staff members also wants a Potter Stinks badge. Fair enough. That's cool.
That is something to me, nothing.
I'll make some inquiries. I reckon I can talk somebody into that one. A cockatrice resembles a rooster with a lizard's tail. Great. So, or Jessica, dragon snake thing. Great. So, what was so bad about it? Why did they cancel the whole tournament when one rocked up? Often described as a two-legged dragon with a rooster's head. Okay, cool. Percy Weasley is a judge in the Triwizard tournament. I don't think so. Not sure exactly what his role was. Was he... we might do some research on that. Would love to hear more if somebody's got an idea of what Percy's involvement was as at the Triwizard tournaments. Waffles and Quaffles, 8 out of 11. 10 questions, but there are a few in there with extra people. Everybody's scoring pretty well. So let's get straight on. The cockatrice went on a... Come on. On a rampage, it injured 3 judges. Okay, cool. He stepped in when Crouch was sick. Okay, good. So Percy was kind of involved as a judge there, but officially it was Crouch. Yes. Okay, cool. Thanks for the answers, guys. That's very helpful on Percy. And so we are going to get into round number 2, which is... What was round number 2 again? Lots of Lovegood. How could I have forgotten that one? Everybody ready for Lots of Lovegood? Here we go.
I am.
What is the name of the newspaper run by Xenophilius Lovegood? What is the name of the newspaper run by Xenophilius Lovegood? Now, we have been rambling a bit. We are going to have to keep moving, so we are going to be asking you to race through these a little bit quicker. What's the name of the newspaper run by Xenophilius Lovegood? Number 2, what's the name of the glasses that Luna wears at the beginning of The Half-Blood Prince? See, these sort of ones that involve something that we have or sell in the shop, super easy, first 2. In what book are the Lovegoods first mentioned? In what book are the Lovegoods first mentioned? So I've got the newspaper, we've got the glasses, what glasses does Luna wear, and then in what book are the Lovegoods first mentioned?
Just as a note, Michael, with 4 likes away on our Facebook page would be 10,300 if anybody doesn't like it and wants to jump on and like it.
Penny's in the background. She's so focused on these goals. You should have seen how she's super excited when we got to 10,000 likes on the Facebook page. But apparently we're 4 away from 10,300. Small goal, not big. Yeah, if you're doing the quiz and you don't like our Facebook page, please go and like it just to bump her up and keep her happy tonight. In general, we kind of have a pretty good balance, I think, between promoting the quiz, some product stuff. Sure, when we get new products and stuff, we love to feature them. But some great memes and great kind of, just jokes and things. There's a great photo this morning of Tom Felton, actor who played Draco Malfoy, of course, standing in front of the Harry Potter shop at London Airport, which is called Heathrow. And he's like, where's my Draco Malfoy store? Harry Potter gets his own store. Where's the Draco Malfoy store? It's very funny. It's pretty cool.
See, they do this in 10,299.
Which got 3 likes. You're listening to me. It works. Hey.
One more though, too.
Question number 4. Why can Luna Lovegood see the Thestrals? Why can Luna Lovegood see the Thestrals? Now, I'm sure in the next couple of minutes we'll get that 4th like, get to 10,300. But you have to stay, because if we go back down under it, we'll just be here next week going, we need 3 likes to get to 10,300. Why can Luna Lovegood see the Thestrals? True or false, both Luna and Xenophilius Lovegood have book chapters named after them. Holly dolly. It's pretty rare I take too much notice of the chapters, the names of the chapters of the book. I'm so focused on the story and stuff. I just go, well, there's a new chapter. And sometimes I go, obviously there's a good break and I'll stop there for the night or whatever. But other than that, I have to say I don't take a lot of notice of the chapters. But we will learn the answer to this in just a few minutes. True or false, both Luna and Xenophilius Lovegood have book chapters named after them. Question number 6. Why does Luna appear barefoot throughout the Order of the Phoenix? Why does Luna appear barefoot throughout the Order of the Phoenix? Oh, now while you guys are answering the questions for me, does anybody have any information? And I've heard some rumours and innuendo, but does anybody have anything confirmed? My understanding is that HBO are making a new television series based on a young Snape. Is there anybody who's got any kind of up-to-date news on that I might have missed? Lani says in the US copies there's Chaper art. So a lot of scenes I can visualise because of them. What's a Chaper art? Is that a typo or is that a type of art that I know nothing about? Why does Luna appear barefoot throughout the Order of the Phoenix? Question number 7. What animal is Luna's Patronus? What animal is Luna's Patronus? I think you need to be a true Ravenclaw to do well in this round. There's some tough ones here. Question number 8. What jewellery is Luna usually spotted wearing? What jewellery is Luna usually spotted wearing? Chapter art. Sorry, that was a typo. Thank you, Kirsty. There's chapter art. So a lot of the scenes I can visualize. Yeah, okay. That having a piece of artwork on each chapter definitely says that Rote, who is often our Slytherin / Tom Felton absolute expert, hasn't heard anything about the TV show and doesn't think it's a thing. So maybe it's rumors. I think a lot of time these kind of rumors surface and somebody's trying to get it up and confirmed or contracts signed, etc., etc.
There was lots of there was lots of news content about it about 6 days ago. None
Yes.
of them really that reputable.
Okay.
And I can't find anything on HBO.
Okay.
No
Cool.
press release or anything.
Okay. So Penny's also got some information that
It's rumours, but you never know.
there were some rumors about it and a lot of conjecture in the popular culture slash television focused media, etc., etc. So it sounds like it's rumors at the moment, but if we do get any concrete, we'll definitely be putting the word out. It'd be kind of cool to see a Harry Potter focused TV show, something regular. Obviously, Cursed Child is hoping to get back on in Melbourne and have a better run at things than they've had the last couple of years through COVID. Obviously, there's a new movie, Fantastic Beasts, third movie out next year. There's always things going on. Oh, and today we actually got our dates confirmed in late March for Potted Potter in Sydney. So Potted Potter is a great two-person show that basically covers 7 books in an hour or so, and lots of jokes and some good fun. So I've been lucky enough to see it before, but it looks like we'll be going with our Sydney staff and crew late March next year. So if you're in Sydney, go check out Potted Potter. It's a good show. Question number 9. List 2 creatures Luna Lovegood believes exists, although no proof exists. List 2 creatures that Luna Lovegood believes exists. Alicia, thank you for the link to rumours about Harry Potter. Young Snape. Steph wants a Marauders or Founders TV show. I guess if it's based on young Snape, then there's going to be young Marauders in there. Obviously not the same focus, but yeah, it's pretty cool. List 2 creatures Luna Lovegood believes exists, although no proof of them exist. Question number 10. Who does Luna marry after the Battle of Hogwarts? Bonus points if you can name their kids. Here's Bridget going nuts, throwing bonus points around again. So that's a point if you know who she marries, and then a point for each of their kids that you can name. That's awesome.
Yeah, I'd be very skeptical about the snake thing at this point, at least. I
can't find
any reputable sites that are talking about it.
Are Luna's kids in the Cursed Child? Ash? No.
I've read it for a few years. I need to read it again.
No, Luna's kids in the Cursed Child, we think.
Read it. That's what you should do. You should read it.
Thank you, Ash. Okay, let's get in some answers. Are you ready? Oh, hang on. Let's not get in some answers because I need to keep the who am I going. And we've only done 1 clue so far. The first clue, I'm older than Harry. The second clue, I am a Gryffindor. Older than Harry, Gryffindor. Okay. Answers for the Lots of Lovegood round. What's the name of the newspaper? It's called The Quibbler. Love words that start with Q, including Quizzic and Quibbler and Quiz. And maybe not so much anymore, but when my kids were younger, quiet. I have to say I've been playing some online Scrabble lately and always love getting a 10 points for Q and then waiting for that U to rock up. The Quibbler. Number 2, Spectre Specs are the name of the glasses that Luna wears at the beginning of the Half-Blood Prince. Spectre Specs. Always a pretty popular staple at Quizzic Alley and available usually in a couple of different types. One kind of, a bit more kids, younger kids, and then we usually have a bigger set as well for adults. Question number 3. In what book are the Lovegoods first mentioned? The Goblet of Fire, Chapter 6, The Portkey. Thank you, Bridget. Good job. All the detail in this. Fantastic. Why can Luna Lovegood see the Thestrals? She saw her mother die. Anybody who witnessed death can see a Thestral, including Harry. Question number 5. True or false? Luna and Xenophilius Lovegood have book chapters? True. Luna Lovegood, Chapter 10, Order of the Phoenix, and Xenophilius Lovegood, Chapter 20 in the Deathly Hallows. So thorough. Awesome. Question number 6. Why does Luna appear barefoot throughout the Order of the Phoenix? Students keep stealing her shoes. Just checking out my haircut. I've still got this white skin underneath. I need to go out in the sun, get a bit of tan on my scalp. Question number 7. What animal is Luna's Patronus? A hare. I knew that. She has a hare as her Patronus. Question number 8. What jewellery is Luna usually spotted wearing? Radish earrings and a butterbeer cork necklace. Question number 10. List 2 creatures Luna Lovegood believes exist. 2 of these, Nargles, Rackspurts, Blibbering Humdingers, and Crumple-horned Snorkax. And question number 10. Who does Luna marry after the Battle of Hogwarts? Rolf Scamander. And their children, Lorcan and Lysander. Luna, Lorcan, Lysander, and Rolf. How'd you guys go with the lots of Lovegood rounds? Did you get your Ravenclaw out? We've talked about this.
I know. Maybe you could.
It's going to be hard.
Present the options.
So I've just been handed a sheet of paper that's talking about the 20th anniversary of the release of the Philosopher's Stone movie. And it was something that we threw some ideas around about a week ago, kind of starting to think about what we could do. And how would you like to celebrate with the movie release? 20 years since the first movie came out. Could you get Quizzic Alley involved? And we started talking, obviously, in a COVID era, having a party is going to have to be outdoors. It's a movie, so you're going to have to watch the movie. So basically it means that you're going to have a big outdoor screen. You're going to have some Q Brew. You're going to have even a Q Brew blaster to put something a little stronger in it for some people.
Or in a cinema, but it'd have exclusive numbers.
Yeah, it could, cinema, where could we do it? It's early November for the US, late November for the Australian release date. If anybody out there has any great contacts or venues, et cetera, we would be very happy to be involved and do a fair bit of work on the organisation of it and costing it, paying for it all before it happens, and then, something along those sort of lines. If anybody's got any contacts in the outdoor screen rental industry or knows the owner of a drive-in or anything like that, let us know. We'd love to be involved in a screening of The Philosopher's Stone to celebrate the 20th anniversary. It is time for us to get on to round Number 3. But before we do a Who Am I clue, clue number 3. I fought in the Battle of Hogwarts. I fought in the Battle of Hogwarts. Now, round number 3 is going to be an interesting one because it is magical music and literature. So a little bit of culture, etc., etc. And let's get into it. In the Philosopher's Stone, Harry plays a flute to put Fluffy to sleep. Who gave Harry this instrument? And why don't we see him playing it on a regular basis? In the Philosopher's Stone, Harry plays a flute to put Fluffy to sleep. Who gave Harry this instrument? Who gifted Harry? Who gave Harry? Same thing. Question number 2 in the music and literature. During the Chamber of Secrets, all the copies of which book were checked out of the library? During the Chamber of Secrets, all the copies of which book were checked out of the library? Question number 3. Which famous wizarding band played at the Yule Ball? Which famous wizarding band played at the Yule Ball? Question number 4. Who wrote the Standard Book of Spells? Who wrote the Standard Book of Spells? Question number 5. Which Celestina Warbeck song did Molly and Arthur dance to when they were 18? Which Celestina Warbeck song did Molly and Arthur dance to when they were 18? Told you we're going to get into the deep, dark side of our theme. Question number 6. There are 7 Gilderoy Lockhart books listed in the required reading for Harry's second year. Can you name 3 of them? And for a bonus point, can you name an extra 3 to make up 6? There are 7 Gilderoy Lockhart books listed in the required reading for Harry's second year. Can you name 3 of them? Don't think I'd be getting a bonus point on this one. Although I do get to cheat a little bit and have a look. There you go. We'll talk more about that when we get there to the answers. 7 Gilderoy Lockhart books listed in the required reading for Harry's second year. Can you name 3 of them? And for a bonus point, can you name another 3? Question number 7. Somebody's bringing me... Oh, look, 10,303 likes. Ask and you shall receive. Which character sang the lyrics? We did it. We based them. We Potter's the one and Voldy's gone mouldy. Now let's have some fun. After the final battle. Which character sang the lyrics? We did it. We based them. We Potter's the one and Voldy's gone mouldy. Now let's have some fun. After the final battle. Question number 8. What Christmas carol did Sirius sing at 12 Grimmauld Place in Harry's 5th year? What Christmas carol did Sirius sing at 12 Grimmauld Place in Harry's 5th year? Question number 9. To what tune did the Weasley twins sing the school song in the Philosopher's Stone? To what tune did the Weasley twins sing the school song in the Philosopher's Stone? And question number 10. What was the name of the wizard who refused to be interviewed for Rita Skeeter's book on Dumbledore? What was the name of the wizard who refused to be interviewed for Rita Skeeter's book on Dumbledore? Emma. Dirigible plums, not radishes, for Luna's earrings. Good catch. Thank you for that. Sorry. Definitely true, that one. Jacinta missed the Ravenclaw round. Oh, no. Is that a cursed child thing? No, Steph. Luna's kids weren't in the cursed child.
Could be wrong, but I'm pretty sure they're not. No, it's just
Bit of variety on our scores for the last round. Blacktown still has drive-in. Yes, I did know that, Christine. That would be cool to rent out Blacktown drive-in. Do a screening of the movie with all the outtakes. That would be very cool, Rosemary. I'm not sure about how Warner Brothers would feel releasing that. They do outdoor cinema in Sydney City or hook up a projector somewhere. Newcastle does a free movie in the park. Canada Bay Council. Movies under the stars at Lysart Park, Chiswick near Drummoyne a few years ago. Ask the council. Good idea. Thank you, Kirsty.
But we hate the council.
I'm not sure we're that friendly with the council at the moment. But yes, Chiswick Park would be near the Drummoyne shop. That would be very cool. Okie doke. So, are we ready for our next two Am I clue? So we've got I'm older than Harry. I'm a Gryffindor. I fought in the Battle of Hogwarts. And our next clue, number 4, which should start lots of guesses flowing. Will they be correct guesses or not? We will see. I'm a keeper. I'm older than Harry. I'm a Gryffindor. I fought in the Battle of Hogwarts. And I'm a keeper. So that will probably start a flood of private messages that we will respond to, letting you know if you are correct or not. And if you are correct, you go in the draw for a $25 Quizzically voucher. And it's time to get into some answers for our round, music and literature. In the Philosopher's Stone, Harry plays a flute that was gifted to him by Rubeus Hagrid. Question number 2. During the Chamber of Secrets, all the copies of which book were checked out of the library? Hogwarts: A History by Bathilda Bagshot. Lots of people doing some research on the Chamber of Secrets. Question number 3. Which famous wizarding band played the oboe? The Weird Sisters. Of course, the magical Weird Sisters, not the Muggle Weird Sisters, who are from Canada. And there's actually been bit of history of licensing a copyright battle between the name of the Weird Sisters in the books and the Canadian band, etc. I think they've agreed to keep them separate and to allow each other to operate, was the outcome of it all. Question number 4. Who wrote the Standard Book of Spells? That would be Miranda Goshawk. Question number 5. Which Celestina Warbeck song did Molly and Arthur dance to? A Cauldron Full of Hot, Strong Love. Question number 6. 7 Gilderoy Lockhart books. Remember, 3 for a point and then 3 for another point. But Break with a Banshee, Gadding with Ghouls, Holidays with Hags, Travels with Trolls, Voyages with Vampires, and Wanderings with Werewolves, and Year with the Yeti. Break with a Banshee. I'm pretty sure somebody's put these. Yes, in alphabetical order. Break with a Banshee, Gadding with Ghouls, Holidays with Hags, Travels with Trolls, Voyages with Vampires, Wandering with Werewolves, and Year with the Yeti. So did you get 3 of them for a point, or did you get all 6? Lani likes her answer. Your heart fills my cauldron. Nice one. So I was on the wrong track with this and actually had Magical Me in there, which of course wasn't a textbook, was a bit more of a biography. But obviously everything's about Gilderoy Lockhart. So, yep, that is the answers for number 6. Number 7, which character sang the lyrics? We did it. We based them. We Potter's the one and Voldy's gone mouldy. Now let's have some fun. After fun battle, could only be one person. Peeves the Poltergeist. Probably my second favourite character in the Harry Potter movies. Sorry, Harry Potter books, because he's not in any movies. Another interesting story about, what's his name from the Young Ones and Drop Dead Fred? What's his name, Penny?
Oh, sorry.
Actor, redhead, English. Rick Mile. Rick Mile was cast in the role, and he's in the background of Sunscreens, but I think he seems like he would look really good and it would work well, but I think when they finally saw him dressed up, they didn't like the look of him. So, question number 8, what Christmas carol did Sirius sing? God rest ye merry hippogriffs. God rest ye merry hippogriffs. Question number 9. To what tune did the Weasley twins sing the school song? A Very Slow Funeral March. Now, I'm just looking over here because it looks like dessert's getting handed out.
I found licorice in your basket.
You found licorice in my basket? Angus put it away there. I bought it yesterday.
And marshmallows.
Yes. Okay, so to what tune? A Very Slow Funeral March. Question number 10. What was the name of the wizard who refused to be interviewed? Alpheus Dogbreath Doge. Alpheus Doge. So, how'd you go on that one? There was some tough ones in there, wasn't there? Did anybody get the bonus point for the extra 3? Or are we like Edwina, potentially making up our own names? Marauding with Monsters, don't think that was one. Magical Me, Kathy, no, was not one of the textbooks. Was a book about Lovegood, but was not one of the prescribed textbooks. Rudolph and all the Muggle Christmas songs to the Snake questions. Yes, 11 out of 10 for Nadine. Alicia, 0 out of 10. That's definitely some homework. Definitely some tough ones this round. So making you think. 9 out of 10s for the Waffles and Quaffles. Well done, guys. There's a whole bunch of back chat on another channel in here with our staff all going, oh, I hope the Snape TV story is true, etc., etc., etc. Yes. Okie doke. Time for, if our last clue didn't set off a whole pile of answers for the Who Am I, then this one should. Clue number 5. I carried Colin Creevy's body to the Great Hall. I carried Colin Creevy's body to the Great Hall. And we are into our last round for the night, which I think we can get straight into because it is the Malfoys. Savan on our back channel. How many bonus points for getting all 7 Lockhart books? Are you asking that, Savan, because you knew all 7? If you did, that's pretty cool. So let's get into the Malfoys. What is the name of Lucius Malfoy's father, Draco's grandfather? What is the name of Lucius Malfoy's father? And by the way, Savan, if you're bragging about knowing all seven Lockhart books, one each or one for getting all 7? Okay, so there was 1 point for getting 3 Lockhart books, another point for getting the next 3, and then we'll give a 3rd point if you got to all 7. But if you're bragging about doing well on the Lockhart books, then you better do well on the Malfoys one because you are in Slytherin House. What's the name of Lucius Malfoy's father? Question number 2. Which Malfoy boasts loudly at the fact that all Malfoys have been in Slytherin? Which Malfoy boasts loudly at the fact that all Malfoys have been in Slytherin? Which Malfoy boasts loudly at the fact that all Malfoys has been in Slytherin? Question number 3. Aside from being a prefect during his 5th year, Draco was a member of which group? Aside from being a prefect during his 5th year, Draco was a member of which group? Oh, I know the answer to that one. Okie-doke, question number 4. The word Malfoy loosely translates to bad faith in which language? The word Malfoy loosely translates to bad faith in which language? I think we had some interesting questions last week about languages with Tom Marvolo Riddle and his different names in different languages. So they can take the I am Lord Voldemort and switch letters around and make a acronym out of it. So yeah, some pretty cool language and different languages in here. Number 5. What is Scorpius Malfoy's middle name? What is Scorpius Malfoy's middle name? Jacinta made apple strudel. I did see that on your Facebook page yesterday, Jacinta. The hosts of the Swish and Flick podcast sang God Rest Ye Merry Hippogriff song on the episode, and it was cool, says Steph. That is awesome. Maybe we should do a team song for Christmas. Or maybe we can record Penny on Zoom and cut it together. Can we do that? You know when you get a group of people? Can we get all our staff to sing for the Halloween quiz and play the video? We can ask at least. Not sure how many will say yes, but we'll have a go. I'll say yes. I'll get in there. You don't want to hear me sing, but sometimes you just might have to. We'll have to think about what we can sing for Halloween. What is Scorpius Malfoy's middle name? In which book do we first meet Narcissa Malfoy? In which book do we first meet Narcissa Malfoy? Question number 7. In which Diagon Alley store do we first meet Draco Malfoy? In which Diagon Alley store do we first meet Draco Malfoy? I think I know that one. Ooh, there's a question. How do you know what robes to buy to go to your first year at Hogwarts if you don't know what house you're in yet? Has anybody ever got any theories or anything about that, fan fiction, whatever? Any theories? How do you know, or how do you get your robes when you don't know what house you're in until after you get to Hogwarts? Do they give you the robes? Do they magically appear? Do the parents buy them at Madame Malkin's and then owl them?
You buy a plain robe, and then as soon as you sort it, you change it.
You buy a plain... Well, there's a good theory. You buy a plain robe and you get somebody to turn it into the right house for you.
Well, just get sorted. You put it on and it's done. Using hot off the press.
Oh. Wow. Here is some hot off the press news that I'm going to absolutely stop the quiz for and read, because we've been talking about TV shows and there is a confirmed Harry Potter TV show coming. Are you ready for it? It's not about young Snape, but Helen Mirren to host a 4-part quiz show based on Harry Potter called the Hogwarts Tournament of Houses. It'll be on HBO Max, and keep an eye on our website and social media for updates on airing and how to watch it in Australia.
I've asked a question to see if Foxtel's going to carry it.
Absolutely confirmed, going to happen.
Yeah, but not here.
International release dates or anything?
Well, it's
on HBO Max. It'll be a stream.
20th anniversary.
Oh, this is to celebrate the 20th anniversary, so it'll be in November.
Or December.
Awesome. That's pretty cool.
Yeah.
Maybe I can get some tips on hosting a quiz from Helen Mirren.
That they didn't ask you to do it.
Oh, really? I don't think I'd be that offended, especially while I've got no hair. Definitely don't want me looking like this. Anyway, in which Diagon Alley store do we first meet Draco Malfoy? Question number 8. What curse did Lucius Malfoy claim he was under after Lord Voldemort's first defeat? What curse did Lucius Malfoy claim he was under after Lord Voldemort's first defeat? I always assumed they got magically updated. I think you buy the plane and magically change the robes. The book states black robes. The movie's added the colour. Thank you, Kirsty. That now makes a fair bit of sense. That there weren't actually house robes in the books. You just wear plain black robes. It's on the shopping list. Thanks, Jackson, Kirsty, Daniela. Lots of people giving me this. Cool. Okay. I obviously live too much in a Harry Potter shop and spend my life around coloured robes. Marie, good point. Chamber of Secrets. Harry asks a student where to live in the common room, and she gets angry, claiming she's in Ravenclaw. So the only way you know what house somebody's in the books is just by knowing what house they're in. Awesome. Okay, good. Question number 9. What animal did the Malfoys have strutting around their home, Malfoy Manor? What animal did the Malfoys have strutting around their home, Malfoy Manor? So we've got a fair few correct answers for the Who Am I coming through. And we'll have the final clue for that shortly. Question number 10. In the epilogue, 19 years later, who is Draco seen standing with at platform 9 3/4? In the epilogue, 19 years later, who is Draco seen standing with at platform 9 3/4? Okie doke, so just a little bit of cleanup of everything, and we will be into the answers and finishing up for tonight. Who am I? Made it pretty obvious so far. The final clue, I play for Puddlemere United. I play for Puddlemere United. So that's pretty cool. Some things I probably haven't talked about at all tonight. We've got our continuing dress-up competition for a $100 voucher. Get a photo of you dressed in your Harry Potter finery, preferably with the quiz involved. Hashtag it on social media, Wizards Quiz and at Quizzically. And we'll get your entry. We'll be judging that. Entries close on the 20th of October, which will be our last kind of standard quiz for this lockdown period and this year potentially, except for our very special quiz on Friday the 29th of October, which will be our Halloween quiz, and we won't be trying to compete with any other Halloween activities. So we'll do it on the Friday, so that's pretty cool. If you haven't been to our website lately, we have a new website with new graphics and some cool stuff. We've got some horn-rimmed glasses. There is the search icon and just some cool stuff there. It's better and faster, but we are still working out a few little bugs in it and things. But it's functioning well for online orders, etc. Now, there was a piece of paper here that I've lost. And Penny's going to find it and give it to me after I do the answers for our Malfoy round. So let's get into that. What's the name of Lucius Malfoy's father, Draco's grandfather? Wrong button. Take 2. What's the name of Lucius Malfoy's father? Abraxas Malfoy. Abraxas is Draco's grandfather. Question number 2. Which Malfoy boasts loudly at the fact that all Malfoys have been in Slytherin? That was Draco. Aside from being a prefect during his 5th year, Draco was a member of the Inquisitorial Squad. Question number 4. The word Malfoy loosely translates to bad faith in French. Is it in this pile, Penny? I just didn't go through it all, sorry. Question number 5. What is Scorpius Malfoy's middle name? That would be Hyperion.
That's still going. Okay.
Scorpius Hyperion Malfoy. In which book do we first meet Narcissa? Goblet of Fire, Chapter 8, The Quidditch World Cup. Question number 7. In which Diagon Alley store do we first meet Draco? Madame Malkin's robes for all occasions. I might have given that one away a little bit with my question about house robes and things. So, yeah. Question number 8. What curse did Lucius Malfoy claim he was under after Lord Voldemort's first defeat? The Imperious Curse. Question number 9. What animal did the Malfoys have strutting around their home, Malfoy Manor? Albino peacocks. And our last question for tonight. Another tough one. In the epilogue 19 years later, who's Draco seen standing with? His wife, Astoria, nee Greengrass, and his son, Scorpius. And that is the end of the Wizards Worldwide pub quiz for tonight. How do you guys score this round, this whole night? I think I might have missed some of your questions earlier on, but I'm not going to go through all of the comments because that's just going to be way too long. But I am hoping that somebody might, in our back chat here, might be able to get me some of those questions. There has been a couple of correct answers through our email that I think only I have access to, so I'll respond to them in a little bit. The who am I now? Obviously, going through those clues. I'm older than Harry. I'm a Gryffindor. I fought in Battle of Hogwarts. I'm a keeper. I carried Colin Creevy's body to the Great Hall, and I play for Puddlemere United. The answer is Oliver Wood, one of the super popular characters, particularly amongst younger females. I think apparently Oliver Wood's pretty cute, and also one of the characters which we will be getting their wand in October. The winner tonight is Joe Lynch, and Joe will be messaging you. Sorry? I hope it's our Joe, although this one's spelt wrong. It's Joe, so I'm not sure if that changes it, but I do know Joe Lynch, so maybe, I don't know the answer to that. Lily's handling that one for us. Now, we often do a little bit of a discount offer for website sales and things. So here's what we've got tonight for you. 1, get a free Defense Against the Dark Arts notebook valued at $22.95 if you order over $100. So once you order over $100, that's our free shipping kind of threshold as well. So if you order online, get a free Defense Against the Dark Arts notebook, and you'll need the discount code, which will be put in the comments, and it's FREEDADA22. Free data, free because you're not paying for it, data because it's acronym for Defense Against Dark Arts, and 22 because it's valued at $22.95. Free data 22. And also for any orders until Sunday, so if you order by Sunday, you don't have to collect it. For any order, you get a free notebook on any click and collect order. So that is in Canberra and Sydney stores. We are open in both stores different hours and limited hours for click and collect at this stage. But your notebook you can choose, and the only way to claim this is when you're ordering to put your request in the order comments. And you can choose a Dobby, a Defense Against the Dark Arts, a Fantastic Beasts and Where to Find Them, and a Death Eater are the 4 versions of notebooks that we're putting in this offer. If you're not sure which one you want, just write notebook and we'll put a random one in there. And it's for click and collect orders only for our Fishwick and our Des Moines stores. Other than that, that's about it for me, Nearly Legless Mick, and the Quizzy Galley team. Hope you guys have had fun. I hope you have a safe and beautiful spring week, making as many opportunities of getting outside and getting some exercise and taking care of yourselves mentally and physically throughout the lockdown period in the southern states at least. And we will look forward to seeing you next Wednesday night. Tell your friends, invite a group, make a Zoom chat at the same time, etc., etc. If you've got any Harry Potter friends, send them to the quiz. And thank you very much, and good night, everybody.